We need to properly educate couples across America about the use of euphemisms and lethal language so that people are not stressed into having procedures that they're not fully aware of what will be happening to them. In response to this, when couples are knowledgeable about prenatal diagnosis language, we need to provide them with the services that help with development of a plan of care for their newborn baby. The end of potentially having a normal newborn is lost in stress and fear. And we want to provide hope for families that these screening tests do not necessarily determine the actual diagnosis of a genetic abnormality. When couples choose life and they choose to carry a baby to term who has been diagnosed with a prenatal diagnosis after a screening test, the world doesn't understand our pro-life view of the sanctity of each and every life. The world's response to genetic abnormalities is to end the pregnancy. You can have another one. And anyone who has been a mother who's experienced a pregnancy or experienced a pregnancy loss knows that another pregnancy and another child will never replace the child that they have been blessed with in this pregnancy. Women who are pregnant, couples who are expecting, this will be the only baby that they have in this year. Healthcare providers should not influence the opinions of parents and couples in convincing them that the pregnancy should end. Yet, we have been in ethics consultations with parents who have sat with neonatologists and social workers who then try to make advanced care planning for the children that they are going to conceive with a genetic abnormality as receiving no care when they are born. So we spend a lot of time educating parents on being able to develop their own plan and speak a language of autonomy and decision-making that respect their religious views and the faiths that they possess in giving each child that they have life. And life means hydration and nutrition. Life means providing enough healthcare services that promote the well-being of the baby that they are carrying. As a neonatal ICU nurse, we used to witness so many of God's surprises. If families were fearful of a genetic disability, not all babies were necessarily born with that disability. We have advanced technology that can show us through ultrasound and blood work that these disabilities are real, but our children are still begotten by God. They have a purpose in this world, and we as their parents are obligated to advocate for their life and message that God intends for them. This is so important because many of us are not prepared to navigate through secular medicine's seemingly detached and awful response to such pregnancies. We have developed into a culture and society that has a wealth of knowledge, yet the discovery and the attention to the trauma that lethal language with poor prenatal diagnosis instills upon couples is unprecedented. There has been studies in neonatal care that moms who are pregnant that experience stress responses have an increased risk of lower birth rates, lower survivability, and higher mortality. So why is the norm of medicine seeking to ruin this for couples in the realm of prenatal diagnosis? And I think the answer is simple, that We have developed into a society that thinks that we can control prenatal births, we can control the type of babies that are born, and we can choose to eliminate human suffering if we as man think that that life is unworthy of being born. The witness to the Catholic truth in pro-life ministry has never been more needed in relation to poor prenatal diagnosis and our expression of love for the intrinsic dignity and sanctity of every child that God has made.